Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am the Night Owl. We're going to do some more Neon Dynasty draft. Took a couple days off, had some stuff going on, but I am back, and therefore you are back. I'm ready to go. I got my owl hoodie. I got my owl mug. These are not from my merch store; they're just my own personal possessions. That's it. Let's do it. Let's go. Ready to play. I haven't drafted in days. Which is a shame. The set's really good. So far. So far, I like it. So far, I believe it's good. What's really good is with Drafts Fire. I've been watching a little bit of content from other creators. I mean, I watch the Lunar Resources podcast. There's a couple other drafters I like. I watch Neazon Magic sometimes. I watch Seems Good Magic sometimes. And I tend to, especially when a set's first released, I really want to, in Magic it's really easy for your opinions to be really colored by other people. It's a difficult balancing act between understanding like what you think is good and what you think is important, and then like also absorbing like, what other people is good. You want to like both like, learn from other people and stick to your guns, right? It's like you really want to do both, and you have to like figure out where like you agree and disagree with other people. And so I tend not to watch stuff for a while until I get my own impressions, and then I start jumping in and like watching other people's content. And one thing that they mentioned that I kind of agree with is that while removal is still like kind of important, it's like not as good as like having like your own like proactive things to do, because a lot of the cards like generate value on their own, and the one for one removal is like not as amazing. Let's actually talk about this pack here. So Mukatai's Soul Ripper, I don't know if this card's good or not. I think I'm gonna take it and try it here. I think there are a lot of other uncommons that I could have opened in this slot that I would have taken over this card, and a lot of commons maybe, but none of them are in this pack. There's like Lethal Exploit, which like it's fine. This card has not been a big part of my experience in the format. I bet you I'm going to get got by this someday, or get somebody. But yeah, I don't know. Skyblast Samurai is just like a flyer. It's fine. I'm going to try the Soul Ripper. I'm not going to worry about committing to this too hard, though. Hang on, gang. So we got Long Reach and Night. I think so. A couple of options, right? There's Long Reach and Night, which I think is a really strong uncommon. I mean, there are boards where the sacrifice ability doesn't do all that much, and I think from my understanding this is like bugged, like sacrifice a creature unless they discard a card. And I think if you have no creatures, you don't necessarily have to discard, but I think the way that this currently works on Arena is it'll make you do either one or the other. I think I'm going to pick it here. I mean, again, some boards it's like they got tokens or whatever, and it's like not insane, but it's still fine. And I get 3 from 1 by this all the time. Other options are Circuit Bender. There's a Silver Fur Master, because I already picked a black card, and it's pretty good, but I think I'm gonna wait on that. I'm just gonna take the good black card apart from the black blue card, and I think I'm gonna take a black card over the Circuit Mender, though I think that this is another strong uncommon. Guidebot's been okay. It's like been a little slow for me to be too happy with it. It hasn't like drawn like a million. I've never seen it draw more than like a card or two, which is still good, but it's like fine. I think the best common in the pack is actually Spirited Companion. I would have said Voltage Surge at the beginning of the format, but removal has like slightly gone downhill. Like it just doesn't really actually kill a ton. So I think Spirited Companion is kind of the most important card for the decks that you would pick it in. So oh hello, yeah, great. Behold the Unspeakable. Who's passing this to me third with all uncommons in the pack? So somebody picked a rare, and then a common, and then they're passing me Behold the Unspeakable, right? I gotta look and make sure. I feel like I say that all the time. Like I've noticed, I watched a couple of my drafts and I'm analyzing, be like, somebody took a rare and a common out of this pack, and I look after the draft and I'm like, oh no, I just was completely wrong. There's a bunch of uncommons remaining. But no. Somebody took a rare and a common, passed me Behold the Unspeakable. Better than most of the rares, better than all the commons. This is like one of the best uncommons in the set. I can't believe I'm getting past this, so I'm taking it. All of the uncommons here are reasonable. I mean, like, if this wasn't in the pack, I like Goshintai a decent amount. I haven't played the Hoverbike a whole lot, but I mean, it seems good. I've seen it do good things in other decks. This is like it's not a high power piece on its own, but it's like a strong synergy piece, which is important. Best commons are Companion and Virus Beetle. Actually, Companion, Disruptor, Virus Beetle. All of these cheap, like, enabler type pieces, synergy type pieces are just really important. You really want to pick this kind of stuff up to like really have a good functioning deck. Or you could just take the super high power cards and take Behold the Unspeakable and be really happy about it. Here, what do I think here? So, not a lot of black. I mean, these cards are okay, which I'm not too sad about it. The green cards, completely passable. Don't care about these. It's not Terrarium. Basically, I think it's the Modern Age. Again, Spirited Companion is also really good on its own, but I mean, like, these cards aren't that unsimilar. They're both 2-mana cards. This creates a better body. It doesn't draw a card, but I mean, it does, like, help you, like, fix your hand. I mean, if you discard an extra land and then draw a spell, I mean, it's like you can do that twice, maybe, you know, it, like, fixes your hand. Comparable enough that I want to take the blue card here, clearly, but I think Spirited Companion is still, like, the best common in the pack. But then the Modern Age is not that far behind it, honestly, and there's all their good blue cards here. I mean, and I want to go with the blue. And this just like looks like it's just kind of a weak pack overall, so I'm fine with taking the Modern Age out of that one. Oh, here we go. All the black cards reasonable, unexciting. Could be the Kunai. I'm going to take Containment Construct though. Containment Construct is actually, so I've talked about this card a number of times. I don't think I've ever really showcased it. This ability is actually quite good. It works with like all the channel cards. It's going to work with my Modern Age. It works with like Sky Swimmer Koi. There's a couple red effects that cause discards. It's good with the. It's actually good with the Manalith. So this card actually, like, just on top of just being a cheap artifact creature, has a lot of synergies that result in like you drawing multiple cards. Really kind of a nice pickup here. Goes good with my Modern Age. Happy about it. And with that in mind, I think I'd take the Thirst for Knowledge again. I mean, good card on its own, and then we got the synergy going here. And I think the only other reasonable pick here would be, well, okay, so it could be Network Terminal, but no, I don't think so. This is like a similar thing. Like, okay, I don't have to fight for these. Like, you really typically don't want to play this card, but it does go with the Containment Construct, and so it gets a lot better when you're doing that sort of a thing. And it is like a mana creature, but I think I'm just going to cut the blue card, and it's a strong blue card, and it does like a similar thing, and I just think that this is like the higher power pick. I'll be able to get one of these over the course of the draft if I want to. Like, nobody's going to fight me over these. All of this is just junk replaceable. Probably take the Kunai if it wasn't for like the terminal synergy in the Thirst for Knowledge being in the pack. Here, what do I think? I think this is an easy arm guard. There's another. This is a nice like filler type creature, you know. The reconfigure's nice. I mean, just being a power pump. +2/+1 is like a reasonable equip, and then the ward is actually kind of nice too. So it's an artifact creature, nice and cheap. I think that's perfectly suitable. Again, I feel like I'm picking like decent cards, and it's like they haven't been like insane except for this one. However, nothing else here has been like special at all. Like I don't feel like I'm like passing things that I'm like, oh, I don't know. What about this pick? I don't think it's Shrine Steward. I don't. No, there's Tamiyo's Completion. I'm trying to think of blue auras that you're happy to cast, and it's Tamiyo's Completion, maybe, you know. I think I'd take Mnemonic Sphere. I mean, sure, like just a card draw spell artifact. I don't play this card a lot. It's a little slow. It's kind of not what the format's about in some ways. Like, you know, initially my initial impression was that the format was pretty grindy, but there are like really strong aggressive decks, and it's like you tend to just not need this sort of thing. I mean, it's not bad by any means. It's just like kind of unimportant, but I think I'll just take it here. Cut the blue card, cheap artifact. Let's do it. So it could still be black, but I don't really feel like compelled to be black. And in fact, like, so I could take the Malicious Malfunction. If this is best of 3, I'd probably take this here in case I end up being black, and then I would have a powerful sideboard card. But because this is best of 1, I don't think that this is going to make my main deck, which means that it's just not that important to pick. And so I think I'll just take the blue card that also like might have some synergies, like against an artifact creature. This card's fine. I haven't really played it too many times, so there's nothing wrong with it. The tap ability is powerful contextually, which is kind of nice on a card like this. So we'll do it. You're a 2-drop. You get over here. Yeah, here, easy. Sky Summer Koi. This card's pretty good. I think it is strong. I don't think it's quite as strong as I thought it was initially, just because it is a non-artifact, and though it does have artifact synergies, like it's just like, not that it's not strong, it's just like it's a little unimportant kind of. But I got the Containment Construct. I'm going into like a blue artifact type base deck. I mean, it's perfect for me here. Absolutely. Oh, this is actually interesting. I don't know if it's Hoverbike or Searchlight Companion. I don't know. I'm inclined to take Hoverbike just because I haven't played it that much, and I want to get some experience with it. And I look like I could end up being like a Hoverbike deck. Because I'm playing blue, it has like really good ninja synergies, but so does this, is the thing. I actually don't know which of these is better. I think I'm going to take the Hoverbike. I could be wrong about that one. I think it's close either way. I don't think I could be like that far off. I guess I'll take the Suit Up. It could be Kaido's Pursuit, but I've never played this card. I don't think I'm going to be playing it here. This card's at least like okay. I don't know. I think it's pretty unspecial too. I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't make my deck, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kaido's didn't make my deck either. Well, I'm in the Ninja colors. I'm not playing the Spell Pierce. This could ostensibly make the deck. So I'll take a Regent's Authority. So a pretty good pack 1 in the sense that, like, I mean, I definitely blue, and I'm super open to like anything else that comes my way, which is really nice. Well, and we've opened a blue rare, the Reality Chip. Now, the last time I took this, I cut this card, and I kind of stand by that decision. I mean, I know it seems like madness, but my deck was really aggressive, and this was so counter to the plan that I really felt like I just needed to be focused, which I think that this is kind of what the format's about a little bit, is like building these kind of like focused, highly synergistic, on-plan decks. Just like generic good stuff decks can work, they can, but like a lot of like what gets you ahead is like specific synergies. So the Reality Chip is looking a lot more reasonable here, though. I have like late game stuff that like I want to get up to. I have like card draw effects that I want to protect myself from, and this will kind of like add, like be like a decent defender while also, you know, providing a win con at the same time. Other cards in the pack, I mean, it could be like Beseiju. I like this card quite a bit. Maybe some of the mana fixing. I don't know. Reality Chip it is. Yo! Oh, these people love me. They just want to give me gifts. Another Behold the Unspeakable. There's no way I'm passing it. This is like, I mean, you know, this is my favorite card in the set almost. Like, I mean, it's like, you know, the kind of like saying a card that says I win on it is your favorite card. Like, oh yeah, like big surprise there. But is there even anything else that's like remotely in consideration? The fixing. This card is just unimportant. Like it does a fine thing, but yeah, I'm not crazy about playing like a contextual 5-mana sorcery. Like when you do cast it, it's fine, but it's just you don't really need to put this kind of stuff in your deck too much. Like it's okay. Dragon Spark Reactor, but I'm not really close to that. I'll just take Hold the Unspeakable. My God. Okay. All right. What about this? Now this is a little more interesting. Solid green cards here. I like both of these commons. They're good defensive creatures, and that's kind of where I'm looking. I look like a deck that just wants to cast Behold the Unspeakable and stay alive until this smashes my opponent to death. Could take another Thirst for Knowledge, but that's a little finicky. I don't know. Maybe that's the right thing to do. So what I'm really choosing between is like I don't think it's one of these green cards. I don't think it's any of the black cards. I mean, I'm just gonna like put the black over here, in fact, because I just don't even know if I'm, you know, looking at that. It's either the Thirst for Knowledge or it could be like Seismic Wave, because Seismic Wave like does a really unique effect that gets me out of a lot of positions, you know. I don't know if I want to jump it right. I think I'll just take the Thirst for Knowledge here, right? Like I don't think like this card is really good, but is it so good that I want to just like pass this like strong color blue card? This could be a wrong pick because this is like more irreplaceable of some of the removal spells. And again, maybe I don't need like all that Thirst for Knowledge, but we'll see. I'm seeing a lot of red cards. Not much in the way of black. It's not Mirror Box. So it could be Kami's play here. Maybe I'm transitioning into blue-red and getting my removal from the red spells. I'm kind of not crazy about that. The problem with that, the problem I've had with blue-red, and I think the problem with red in general, is that like these things like Kami's Flare and all that, this actually like this can be really good. It does kill a good number of stuff. But a lot of stuff like outsizes it. I'm gonna take our card from there. A lot of stuff kind of just like outsizes it, and so it doesn't actually like kill everything that you need to. There's a lot of like ways to puff stuff up. I mean, there's the reconfigure stuff. There's you know, modify like +1/+1 counters. So the red removal gets a little outsized, and so when you're playing something like blue red, like your only like true removal of like anything becomes like Tamiyo's Completion, which is like, oh geez, I don't know. Wow, lots of choices here. I think I'm gonna take Otawara, Soaring City, just because it's a land card and it'll fill the land slot. I think the other pick would probably be Moonsnare Specialist, which I think is better than Futurist Operative unless I'm like really in on the Ninjas plan. This one you just kind of main phase a lot. Ninjutsuing it's fine, you can do that. You can do some cool loops and stuff, but like it's just like you just main phase it. This is like an enabler. Otherwise I don't actually think it's all that special. It does enable vehicles, but I don't want to play vehicles, and so I don't want to enable vehicles. I don't think vehicles are good. So I'll just upgrade my land slot with a bounce spell, and I think that'll be really sick. I'll be happy with it. What about this one? So they're going to take Tamiyo's Completion here. Other options, if I wanted to stick with black, Virus Beetle actually could be the pick here, and I could just like play a couple of these black cards, and the Virus Beetle actually looks kind of nice. Really good with ninjas. Really good with just all the artifact synergies. Really good to help me grind. Virus Beetle would be really good, but I'm just like, I just really still want to keep myself open, and so like if the blue cards here were weaker, I would take Virus Beetle, but as it is, just as I was saying, Tamiyo's Completion is one of the only like true removal spells that blue's going to have for me. Otherwise I take the Koi of the other blue spells. I don't think this card's that important. And then Virus Beetle's probably the best card there in that pack, but it's fine. I don't really need to do that. Now what about this one? This is actually kind of an interesting pick. I think I'm going to take Searchlight Companion. I do like Trash Bot. Maybe it's Trash Bot because I have a lot of like discard, and so this is not only is it an artifact, but like I have ways of getting artifacts like in the graveyard. I got loot, discard, loot. So maybe that this is the way to go over Searchlight Companion, though this card is better than I think I initially rated it at. 2/1/1s is like okay, but like I think it just ends up being a little bit better. But I think Trashbot's actually gonna be kind of good for me here. Oni Cult Anvil, huh? Well, so there's no blue cards that I want, right? I don't want Planner Incision. I think I'm gonna take the Anvil. Maybe I splash it because I could be like blue-black with just like a touch of red, and because my black commitment's gonna be very low. And this card actually could end up being good in my deck. Like it could be like a sort of a win condition that also like helps give me life. And the thing is, I don't think if I'm blue-red, I just like Simeon Sling's like okay, like I'm gonna take a flyer on this. This might be kind of a weird one, but see, I take Bloodfell Caves here. Am I missing on Automated Artificer? Not really. I don't have that many expensive artifacts. Like my expensive cards are Behold the Unspeakable, right? So I'll take Bloodfell Caves, and then maybe I can like kind of make this work, you know. Now I kind of wish I had taken Virus Beetle because maybe I am leaning in the black direction, but you know, not the end of the world. Take the Caves. None of this is good. None of this is good. Do I take another Trespassers? Maybe. I don't think it's Dramatist's Puppet. I don't think it's Dramatist's Puppet. So I mean, this is another artifact. Again, I can discard it with the channel. So it works good with my Containment Construct. Play this card that's wrong. I need 9 mana for that, so maybe that's not so hot. I don't think it's Blade Blesser. I mean, it could be actually. Now we'll take the Trespassers. Probably not playing any of this. I think this is the best card left. This is actually a reasonable card. I've been pretty happy with it actually. Art's really sick too. We'll take Debt to the Kami because if I do end up blue-black, there's like way more chance that that ends up in my deck than I'll take You Already Dead. Then the Planner Incision. I don't see myself playing. I don't like Moonsnare Prototype. Even it could be reasonable in this deck, but I just don't think I like it. But we'll take it. This is really not a card I don't like it at all. So we'll take Moonsnare Prototype. Don't anticipate playing this. Disruption Protocol. Sure. This could play. Lands here. Iron Forest. Yeah, that doesn't go there. What about this? Well, the only blue card is Tamiyo's Completion. I could take the land. I think I'm going to take Blade of the Oni, though. I think I'm going to take Blade of the Oni. This card's actually good, and I'm already kind of looking like blue-black, and so, like, it's a cheap artifact beater that, like, turns my other creatures into, like, super beaters repeatedly. Like, I feel like this is powerful enough. I mean, it's not like... okay, so this is not like one of the Mythic Dragons, in which case, like, you like, slam it and your opponent's, like, in huge trouble or anything. But it's decent. It's pretty decent. It's a higher power card than a lot of other cards. Otherwise, it's like the Completion or the Backwater, or maybe even the Haven would be better to a degree because I'm looking at like, but like I don't even need to splash this Anvil. Like it was just like a flyer pick. Like that's one thing about this format too. So like, look, I'm already at 26 cards, 24 if you figure the lands. But options here. I think it's Patchwork Automaton. Other option would be Okeeper Reckoner. But you end up with so many playables that it's actually really reasonable to take high upside flyer picks like this. And I didn't even pick this over much of anything, you know, right? But because you end up with so many playables in your deck, you can really kind of take these, like, you don't have to, like, scrap for, like, oh, I can't afford to pass this because then my deck is going to be, like, short playables. The Vow very much felt like this, where, like, Vow, I felt like you had to get really lucky to a degree and, like, end up in, like, kind of the right colors and have things flowing your way. Otherwise, you had to put a lot of, like, really bad low-impact cards in your deck. This format is not like that. There are so many playables. Everything is playable, that you can afford to kind of like flop around and be like, well, maybe I play this color, or maybe I play this color, or, you know, and you can like kind of figure it out, you know, and you can afford to like miss on those picks because you'll still be able to put a cohesive deck together, and then when things do turn out, you end up with like a more high-powered deck overall. Here, we got Leech Gauntlet. Leech Gauntlet's fine. I'm kind of inclined to take the Crab almost because it gives me like some counter magic. I'm definitely more of a defensive deck. Network Disruptor is super good. I don't think I have anything that like makes the Disruptor anything special is the problem. Like I just don't really look like a Disruptor deck. This is like a really good card in like the majority of blue decks, especially if you got more ninjas than I do, but I have like no ninjas. I just have no synergies with it. And it's like fine on its own, but it's really kind of a synergy card. I think I like the Crab here more. It's not Mobilizer Mech. Yeah, we'll just take the Crab. Here. What do I like here? Here I could take Roadside Reliquary. I haven't been playing this card a lot, but this deck is like looking like it can. Like I think if I cut the Anvil, I don't really need that. Cut the Caves. The other option would be Okiba Reckoner Raid, which this card is really good. Maybe like I've heard it described as the best one drop in the format, and I'm inclined to agree. I think this card's excellent. So maybe I'm like missing on that here, but I think this is gonna like add some card draw to my deck in my like almost mono blue deck with like a couple black cards. Like I don't know, and then I have like a good number of enchantments and artifacts. Like I just think that maybe that this is the way to go. We'll cut the Caves. What do I think of this? Well, if I really wanted to play the Anvil, I could. How good is Anvil, actually? I mean, like I said, it is like a win condition, but my deck is also not like a chip damage type deck, you know? Like, the thing about the red-black deck is it, like, really feeds on me. You get things like Okiba Reckoner Raid, you get the Anvil going, you get, like, Simian Sling, and you get, like, all this, like, you, like, aggro them, you get a bunch of attacks in, and then they get down to, like, 7, and then you chip damage the rest of the damage in, you know? I'm going to take Tamiyo's Completion, as I just need a little more removal in this deck. A lot of these cards are reasonable here, though. Maybe I'm missing on Centipede, but I think I need a couple more kill spells. But yeah, so the black-red deck is a little more suitable, whereas like I look kind of a control deck that's trying to kill with Behold the Unspeakable and a big crab, you know? Let's go Shintai. This card's okay. This card's okay. You don't really mill a lot. But it's better than Moonsnare Prototype. It's not dead to the Kami. It's basically that or Centipede. Do I like Centipede? Is the Centipede good? I'm going to be Peden. Oh no, I'm going to take the Ghost Shintai. I think just the cheaper creature, the blue creature, is probably where I want to be. We got, I think this is a Kami of Terrible Secrets, because I do have like the good mix of enchantments and artifacts going. Especially now that I picked up this Ghost Shintai, though I don't know if it'll make it. This card's really good. If you hit with it, 3/4 draw a card, gain 1 for 4 is like super good actually. Like this card is like unassumingly good. Other option would be like the Kunai. Some good green cards here. Reckoner's Bargain's fine. I don't really need this as like a card draw effect though. This card's okay. I'll take Kami. I'm happy with that. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. So I kind of want to take Koi, but I wonder if I need a cheaper creature. So hang on, let me. I just bin to that. Here, we'll put this here. So, oh, where did it go? It doesn't matter. I think maybe I just want the cheaper creature. I'll take Dismal Backwater here. Make one kind of better. Kunai would be fine. Like all this would be like fine-ish. I'll just take the land. Happy to take a land there. This would be Mukotai Ambusher. More reasonable creature. Again, I really don't need the card draw effect from Reckoner's Bargain. I don't really even have that much like sacrifice that's good. I don't really like this card that much. I just think it's a little low power. But fine. I'm not going to play Second Disruption Protocol. I don't know if I'm playing the first. You guys can enjoy all your red cards. It's fine. Won't hurt my feelings. Take Guardians. Probably not playing it. I'm not going to play another prototype. I don't think I'm playing the first prototype. I'm just going to bin it. Maybe I should consider this card more. I think it's really bad. I think that that removal effect is like really bad in the set. Like it doesn't actually truly remove anything. And you know, so if it's like an actual problem, it doesn't truly get rid of it. Like again, like say your opponent plays the Mythic Dragon, right? Like any one of them. They just draw it again and recast it next turn. Well, to make that effective, you have to be tempoing them out. Like you could be like attacking them to death and like they die that turn and that's fine. But my deck doesn't really look like it's going to do that. So I think that the removal aspect of it's really bad, and then I just don't think that I need the mana ramp badly enough to like play that card. So I think it's bad. Okay. So this is definitely one of those drafts where I had like a plethora of options, and I don't know if I picked correctly all the time. I'd be interested to go back and see how I feel about some of the picks I made here. I don't think I drafted bad by any means. I mean, I think my deck's pretty good, but there was a lot of like one way or another kind of cards. Like I wonder if I should have picked. I'm okay with this because this is going to get Death Touch a lot. So this is going to be like a 3/2 Death Touch, which is actually kind of nice, especially against like the green decks. And it's going to have Menace. It's going to beat a little bit, you know. But I wonder if I should have picked the Koi there, you know. I think this is better because if this does become like the Menace Death Touch, like it's like almost like it's like better than the Koi in a way. It's like it can attack just as good relatively, and is cheaper and can trade up like in a strong way, you know. So, well, we'll see. So leave this on the board for now because so I'll probably play both the Armguard Familiars. We'll start with the Ghost Shintai. I don't need to play this, but I like that it's an enchantment. It's a decent blocker, you know, not unreasonable. It's kind of crazy art, sort of like it. We'll start with the Sphere, Modern Age, the Reality of Chip. Play my Guardian, so my chip can attack. Huh? Oh wait, this doesn't even have Defender. Doesn't have Defender, it just has 0 power. I can attack with that all I want. Play the Thirsts, the Koi, the Completions, Behold. Start one of the Trespassers, one of the Crabs, the Bleed. How do I feel about this card? I'll start it for now. We'll see what I'm looking at. Long Reach Night. Alright. Ninja or Rogue creature card from your graveyard to your hand. What do I have in the way of those? Not much, I'll tell you that. Oh, even this guy's a samurai. Okay, yeah, you're not making it. Sorry, buddy, you didn't make the cut. Alright, Containment Construct, Patchwork, Runaway Trash Bot. I mean, what the hell? This is 23 cards right here. Do I want to play 24? Kind of not. I mean, I got a Crab. Though I got a bunch of looters. I have a bunch of draw effects and looting effects. Like, between, you know, the Modern Age, Mnemonic Sphere, Sky Swimmer Koi, Thirst for Knowledge. Like, I mean, I can, like, rip through my deck pretty effectively. Which means that you... On one hand, you could play more lands so that, like, you're, like, less likely to, like, miss out on hitting enough land drops. But on the other hand, you can play less lands because you can, like, filter it and, like, and make sure that you hit your land drops. I mean, you can kind of go either way on it. To think about it. So what am I not playing here that I'm kind of sad I'm not playing? Well, first let's look at a couple factors first here. And actually, let me sort some of this stuff out. Because you're a removal spell, so we'll slide you over here. You're a card draw spell, so we'll slide you over here. So are you. We'll slide you over here. Okay. Alright, so for example, Commentarial Secrets. How many enchantments do I actually have in this build? So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, great, cool. And how many artifacts actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, so cards that I'm kind of missing by not playing. I wonder if I could have made Anvil work. It just seems like for what my deck is doing, it just like I'm not crazy about trying to splash it. And like I said, you can create some chip damage. It's fine. Pad your own life total. Maybe. There's a world where I leaned into this a little bit more, but I don't think it's where I'm at. Like, I mean, like, how aggressive am I really? Like, not really. I'm playing 2 0/4s. It's you know, I got the double 0/4 double, like, you know, beater menace deck. I mean, it's a little goofy, but I mean, I think it's ultimately fine. You know, this card isn't exactly like, it's not just one thing I like about it. It's not just an aggressive card. Like, it like helps take over a late game too by turning like everything into a 5/5. You know, like, I mean, yeah, you can even put on this. This guy doesn't have Defender either, right? Like, you put it on this, it becomes like a, you know, 5/5 flying menace. You know, this becomes a 5/5 menace ward. Like, it just like it allows you to sink your mana into stuff later in the game, so that like if the aggressive portion of the card doesn't work out, where it's like the 3/1 menace isn't beating him to death, which it might not be because I have some like more defensive cards going on. It just like upgrades all my stuff for like the entire game, and it just becomes a huge hassle, right? And I really like it. Right. So then, yeah, I just don't see myself chipping him out. And so because of that, I think Anvil stays in the board. There's a world where that card made in my deck, though. How do you feel about high-speed hover bike? Not too positively, honestly. I don't think I really need it. I mean, it's another artifact. It's a flyer. It attacks. It's a flyer. I have multiple cards that can't crew it, though, which is kind of awkward. Like, lots of cards that can't crew it. So maybe it just stays out. Like, look, like this can't... Yeah, I have too many cards that can't crew this. I don't think so. I mean, geez, how do I feel about Soul Ripper in that case? I gotta think about that. Sacrifice another artifact or creature. Gets +1/+1 and menace. I don't really have any fodder for that. I don't really have any fodder for it. So I actually think this card's a little unimpressive. It's honestly not unreasonable to cut it. Vehicles are so much worse than they look. Like, they're so bad. Because, you know, you're like, oh, it's like a 2-mana 4/3, but it's like, yeah, but it's also like eating up one of my like other 2-power creatures to even do anything with it. You know, I don't know. It's really aggressive, and I'm not very aggressive. And again, I have lots of cards that don't actually power it. Maybe I can do better. Do I have, like, how many good ETBs do I have? Not many. I mean, I got Kami. What I'm looking at here is Mukatai Ambusher. How how much does this actually save? You know, not a lot. So you can like start looting again at the modern age. The sagas that I have, this saga is actually not bad to rebuy. The 3 for 1 again, you know. But the sagas I have, some sagas are really good to pick up and like just replay. The ones I have are only fine. Like once you're attacking with Behold the Unspeakable, like okay, like is bouncing this and replaying it still kind of insane because you get like the first 2 chapters again? Yeah, but like, do I want to pick up my like 6/6 flyer that's smashing them so I can like dirtle around some more? I mean, I don't know. There are some Magic players who might. I don't think it's You Are Already Dead, though it could be. I got like a bunch of like little dorky dudes that might want to like bash in. I got a good number of menace creatures that like, you know, it's kind of effective. Like I can like, they think that they're gonna like, you know, just double block and trade, but then I end up like 2 for 1ing them with this card because they double block my menace creature. It's not unreasonable. It's not unreasonable. Yeah, because the more I look at it, the more I'm like really unimpressed with Soul Ripper. I just don't think it's where I'm at. So I think I want to play something else. Maybe play one of these Disruption Protocols. I got a bunch of artifacts. I'm playing like heavy blue. I'm playing cards like Thirst for Knowledge, Tamiyo's Completion, Mirror Shell Crab, so I already have like some amount of like instant speed stuff that I want to be leaving up. So it actually is like kind of nice. It'll like get me out from under a lot of problems, you know. This card is actually kind of good against sagas. So like part of the reason that removal is bad is because like consider like the sagas, and there are other cards that are not sagas but that are like sagas. Like okay, you know, say that you end up like killing this thing with like Twisted Embrace or whatever. Well, I already fogged you for a turn and then drew 2 or 4 cards, depending, with a couple scries in there maybe, and then turned this into a huge monster. And so then when you kill it, it's like, well, you did it. I mean, you didn't like die to this thing directly, but I got to like, you know, make you a wimp for a turn and then, you know, draw a brand new hand and then you killed my guy, you know. And so like so pointed removal is just like not quite as effective. And then I mean there are like other cards that kind of do the same thing. There's the multiple cards. There's, you know, there's like Virus Beetle. It's like, you know, they play this 1/1, make you discard a card. It's like, what are you going to kill it? Like, you know, point a removal spell at that. They already made you discard. You're going to kill their 1/1, you know. And then but then it turns out to be like an actual relevant creature on the board. You know, there's just a lot of stuff like that. And so like point removal, not the best. Disruption Protocol is a little different though because countering something like this, like, you know, if I can counterpole the Unspeakable, well, that's way different. It's way different. So maybe I do that. Maybe I cut the Soul Ripper. I'll play a Protocol. This is still 17 lands, but then I got a bunch of card draw. So maybe that's just the way to go, and then I'm more likely to hit Behold the Unspeakable and win the game. I've been playing 16 lands a lot recently. 17's probably fine for this. 17's probably fine, and then plus I got a spell land. Yeah. Yeah. Do I really have much in the way of life gain? Really, just if I wanted to play the Ambusher, which is not amazing. And again, I don't really have like cards that I want to buy back too bad. Basically, like almost mono blue. Like, look at these black cards I'm playing. Like, maybe you even want to cut some of these black cards so that you just really don't have to lean into swamps. I can just play a bunch of blue sources. Just play the blessed ones. Blade wants double black anyways. I mean, so at that point, like, Blade Blesser's going to be easy enough to cast. It's going to be easy enough. No, I think I like the deck like this. And then, because then, yeah, I got 2 spell lands too. And so, like, that's kind of big. Like, this draws me more cards. This is a spell. Like, yeah. So I have, like, I'm less likely to flood just by playing 17 because I got a bunch of fixing, or hand fixing, looting type stuff. Got a bunch of hand fixing. I got 2 spells in my land slots. Like, I think that's really good. And then I don't need that many black sources. And I have this, tap land. So what do I want to play? I got to change my deck picture here. There we go. So what do I want to play? I need 14 lands, right? So I'll go like, if I play 8 islands and 6 swamps, I'll have like 10 and 7, and that seems reasonable. Or do I go 9 and 5? I'll only have 6 swamps, which is worse. But then it's like I can almost always cast like just about every spell that I play. You know, it's like I won't be able to run Blade out super early. But Blade gets a lot worse with that mana base because I both won't be able to cast the front end of it, and I won't be able to reconfigure as often. These cards I don't really care about as much, playing them. Like, well, this card I want to play in a timely fashion too, but it's like I'm not is hurt by not, maximizing the power of this card. Um, 10 blue sources. I always want to say like that's enough, but then you guys know how Magic is. Like I'm going to be like staring at all my swamps if I don't do it. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll go 9 and 5. I think I'll go 9 and 5. Yeah. All right. 6 black sources, 11 blue sources, a reliquary. Looks like a deck to me team. I'm excited to see how this one plays out. This is like the closest to like just like a blue control deck that I've played in the format, so I'm kind of excited to see how it goes. So cool. See you for round 1. Okay, here we go. Round 1. Interested to see how this deck does. This is a little bit different than anything I've drafted in the format so far. It's possible that I'm a little worried that I'm not actually going to be able to defend that well against the things my opponents are doing. I have a little bit of removal, but for a defensive deck, I actually kind of have to rely on like my blockers a little bit, which can be a little scary. I'm keeping this hand, by the way. So yeah, I'll have to see. This is I could see this going either way, and I'm interested. I'm interested to see what I can learn from this. It's definitely like way more controlling than pretty much anything I've ever had before. So now we got a Kumano. Interesting turn 2 Kumano. This is definitely the modern age here, not mnemonic sphere. You want to get these going as soon as possible. Draw a card and discard a card. So what do I discard here? Discard probably just island, right? Yeah. Probably just island. I got 3 other lands in my hand. I might be crabbing next turn. Alright, we got a 3/3 Goshintai. That's a thing. Oh, do I just jam the trash bot? What do I think of that? What do I discard? I honestly don't know. A land seems a little ambitious because then I only got 4. But I guess I only need 4 with this hand right now. I mean, like, the crab I anticipate is using as a counterspell at some point. So yeah, maybe I just discard another island. I'll, like, draw into more lands eventually, and then I got a bunch of reasonable plays here. Yeah. So play island. And then do I just play Trash Bot into this Goshintai? I mean, I could have discarded a artifact to, like, try to pump the Trash Bot, but it doesn't really do all that much. I mean, the other option is just wait and crab, which I don't think I want to do that. I think I just want to spend my mana. Yeah, we'll just jam it. I'm certainly blocking here. Like they might like spend like some sort of trick or something or a burn spell or. Oh, okay. Well, they'll probably put this on Goshintai. No. Okay. Well, I will block. Oh, good draw. Good draw. I can use a removal spell, but I'm going to get Long Reach of Night going. I now have. Just play this as a land. And they can start sacrificing. I feel decently set up. I got a removal spell now. I have a card draw spell. I have, some more threats to play out. This is going to continue to tick and drain them a little bit more, and then present a good blocker. But yeah, I'm going to have like a bunch of like kind of 0/4 creatures. I'm wondering how this is going to work. Okay, yeah, you can do that. It hurts. Block in here if they attack. I'll take 6. Oh, you're gonna kill this too? Well, I'll take 9 instead. Oh, they discard a swamp. Okay. Discard your last card, or you can sacrifice? Yeah, discard the last card. Okay. So what do I do? What do I do? I'm tempted to go Mnemonic Sphere or Armguard Familiar because, well, actually, no, I can't. Ooh, I think I might just be dead, actually. I think I might just be dead because Goshintai will kill me, and I can only stop 2 damage. Oh, no, I can make this lose all abilities. So I can take... So my only play is really Tamiya's Completion on this. Take 6, go to 1. Yeah. One is a low life total. It's not very high. I could get out of this, but I feel like I'm pretty dead. I mean, there's going to be so many cards that they could cast that just, like, ping me and I die. Yes, okay. So I now have the Animus. Definitely play Swamp. I think I'm going to play Armguard Familiar and leave up Crab. What do I think of that? I can't really play Mnemonic Sphere right now. I mean, I could play Mnemonic Sphere and play Familiar. That's an option. That's an option. I think I just kind of want to, like, slowly get my... Well, boy, they're going to start drawing cards off of Guidebot. You know? So my worry is that if I don't leave up the Crab, that they're going to... I mean, clearly I'm dead to, like, a lot of stuff. But also, like, I can't, like, risk, like, just not spending my mana on things. So do I risk... I definitely play the Armguard Familiar. Do I risk playing the Sphere this turn or not? I don't think I can, because then there are so many things that kill me. I think I just play Armguard Familiar and pass. This is exactly the kind of thing I was worrying about when I was talking at the opening. So it's okay. I mean, I might just get beat up this draft, but it'll be a good lesson. Because the deck looks reasonable, but it's a little bit more of, like, does something like this function? I don't think I'm playing, like, any bad cards. I don't, you know, like, if there's something wrong with this deck, it has more to do with strategic positioning than it does, like, the quality of the cards I'm playing or, like, the synergies I have or anything like that. The deck isn't, like, hugely synergistic, but, like, yeah. Like I said, it has a lot more to do with, like, strategic positioning, I think, relative to what everybody else is doing, that this might just not work. I really don't like having, like, a lot of zero power blockers. Not that that's what's actually killing me here, but it is, like, dangerous. Like, I can't, like, just, like, trade off with these. Like, that's part of why, like, if I could just trade, I'd be, like, a little bit safer to then, like, do other things, because I don't have to worry about them, like, drawing a removal spell and then having lethal attacks. The creature would be gone, right? And Kami's flare me, huh? Oh, yeah, I'll just crap that. I'm still in a lot of trouble because they got a card draw spell right here. Like, they're just going to be able to, like, draw into gas. Like, I bet you I'm going to die to, like, a Keep a Record Raid or something like that, or maybe even the Anvil. There's a lot of cards that they draw and just die immediately. Another Kukaza, or what is this? No, is it an Exile? Or no, it's this right here. Yeah, another Kumano faces Kakazan. Yeah, so we got a card draw. Wow, and they got 3 modified creatures. I didn't even think about that. A 1-mana draw spell. Dang. Dangerous. Yeah. So here I think I cast Mnemonic Sphere. Oh boy, I don't know actually. What do you think about this? No, maybe I cast Sky Summer Koi. That way I don't just die to another removal spell. I could just cast Cyber Trespassers too, but I'm thinking that I might want to save this. I would, like, cast another creature and then save Trespassers on a turn where I have more mana. Like, say I draw a land next turn. What I could do is I could cast Mnemonic Sphere, leave up the channel for Cyber Trespassers, and then if they don't need it, use the Mnemonic Sphere. But then if I do, this will, like, kind of save me in a way that, like, casting a different creature won't. So I think I cast Sky Summer Koi here. And just say, "Your go, my friend." Iron Apprentice. Yeah, sure. Every creature is lethal. It's very bad. That's just free. Insane. This is going to be the most I've seen Tawashi Guidebot go off in my entire time of playing Dynasty. Super insane. What'd you pick? Red. Okay. I got 1 card in hand. So now I can't attack with the fish. I'm in a really bad spot. If I can gain just, like, a little bit of life here, I might be okay. Blade of the Oni, huh? Blade of the Oni. So what do? Really kind of an awkward draw because I really want to be able to use my mana more efficiently than this. I really need a land in a way. Because I can't I can't cast 2 spells of any kind, and so it's like, can I actually afford to take a turn off from defending myself? Probably not. So I guess the play is Blade of the Oni plus Mnemonic Sphere, and that'll set me up to like have an easier turn next turn. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll take action. Oh. I guess I discard Trespassers because I want to play the Sphere this turn. Yeah. This might be bad. Oh, I suppose I could have channeled this a while ago, too. That's okay. I kind of forgot that ability existed on that, so that's okay. I'll take this action, too. I'll discard this. I think, you know, I'm kind of in the always loot camp, but... Yeah, I gotta remember that this has the channel mode on it. I probably could have done that on an earlier turn and, like, helped set myself up a little bit better. It's okay. Yeah. I think it is just time for us to behold the unspeakable. Right. So, attacking is still scary. They still got 2 lethal attackers. So I don't really want to attack with both of these. I mean, they'll just, like, well... Yeah, because they still got 2 lethal attackers, so if I attack with 2 creatures, a removal spell's still lethal. Let's just attack with Koi. Makes most sense. I think not attacking is too conservative. They're playing Invoke Calamity. This card is terrible. I mean, I'm literally about to die to it, but, like, look how bad this card is. Like... Yeah, you got it. I mean, I guess like okay, like they're 2-for-1ing me here, but I don't know. This card seems really weak. They did get quadruple red. I mean, like it happens, you know. But I think this card is like borderline unplayable. Like, I mean, it's funny to say about a card that literally just killed me, you know. But how good was that actually? Like, okay, so they cast this Invoke Calamity, but it was just kind of like a 2-for-1. It was like 5 mana, and they cast like really 4 mana worth of spells based on what they had, because they had an enchantment and artifact for this, right? So it was like they overpaid by a mana to play these 2 spells. So it was like a card draw spell, and it's like okay, it's not bad, but how do I put this? Kind of like what I was talking about with the Merge Keeper or whatever. While this looked okay in this moment, this wasn't actually as insane as it seemed. It was like mostly like a draw card. Like, they just kind of drew a free card, and then they, like, paid more mana than the spells that they played for anyways. This, like, turned into another card that got a free card. And then, you know, so it was, like, it definitely wasn't bad. But there were so many situations, like, no wonder they were sitting there. Well, actually, I don't know if they, like, were waiting on quadruple red. I'd be interested to watch this game again. I bet you, because they had that card in their hand for a while, I bet you this is what was happening, is they were waiting on Invoke Calamity. Ended up working out for them, but the card just seems so bad. Guys, even though I just died right here, I don't recommend playing this card. There's so many situations where this is like just horrible and unplayable. And like when I say unplayable, I mean like literally you cannot cast it. I don't mean like so bad that it's unplayable. I just mean like genuinely uncastable, both by mana cost and by like nature of not having the spells in your graveyard. Also, you really want to have the spells in your graveyard. You really don't want to have the spells in your hand, because this is it. Just like sure you get to cast them afterwards, but it's like you're throwing this card away. Like imagine you pull 1 spell out of your hand, 1 spell out of your graveyard. Well, you didn't even like draw a card. This just like turned into your graveyard spell. It was like a regrowth basically. Like, is that what you want to be playing your like big setup quadruple red spell for? So anyways, like I said, sometimes you die to stuff and that's fine, but please don't play this card. Please don't play this card. Anyways, that's round 1. See you for round 2. Okay, round 2. Round 2. Let's see. Is this a good hand? It's good enough. Yeah, I'll keep it. Oh, I could even like... Oh, I have a good turn 3 lined up even. This is kind of cool. Hello, friend. Well, that is if my my construct lives. Which it might not. Red-white. Got an exemplar. Okay. Familiar. I'll just jam the construct here. They can kill this if they want, but... Oh, no kidding. Alright. Yeah, hit me for 4, sure. It's indestructible now. Wasn't really planning on destroying it, but... Okay, so is there something else I play besides that? I mean, I could like... No, I can't even like get in really. No, let's just do this. Do I attack? So it trades off, and it actually prevents more damage in a way. Because, well, then they could attack me back for 5. It takes the indestructible off of that, but I don't really care about that. So I'm taking 4, or I trade... If see, yeah, they'll just take 2, and then I'll actually take 5 on the crackback, which is worse. No attacks. What is that? I've never seen that before. What was that? Whatever. Getting kind of beat up, though, gang. Okay. I'm getting a little beat up. If you go all in on Risona, no? Okay. Well, that's fine by me. So actually here, what do? Do I go Patchwork Automaton, Blade of the Oni? It does, like, defend me a little bit better. And then I could, like, maybe on a subsequent turn make something a 5/5 and really start blocking. What are my other options? I mean, I could go I think I want to go Patchwork Automaton and then one of the artifact creatures. It could be Armguard Familiar instead. No, because the Patchwork Automaton... Well... So it's tough, because Patchwork Automaton could grow to a size where it starts like just invalidating their whole board, but I just don't think I have the time and space for that. Then again, Containment Construct already kind of blocks here, so what if I go... I think I go Patchwork Automaton, Blade of the Oni. Blade still blocks pretty well. I think I want to use this defensively. Again, I'm like giving up a lot of value by not using this as the reconfigure to like make 5/5s, and maybe that's a better way to go. But I think what I want to do is just preserve my life total here, right? So, and this can, the thing is I can already block like the 2 toughness guy, and then this can block the 3 toughness creatures. And so I can like go like block. They put the counter here, and then I have completion to lock this down. I don't care about the indestructible or the 1/1 counter on it. And then Automaton can grow, and then this could be my like board invalidating card. So we'll go like this. I think this is fine. Yep. Okay. I go to 9. Oh, I got you, huh? And a Moth Rider Patrol. Well, that's kind of a problem. And an Arrow of Enlightenment. I'm less scared of this. They gain a little value here, but like this will eventually be a 2/2. Like, that's actually kind of decent for me. So I think you're gonna get a Tamiyo's Completion this turn, and I think that is good enough. Moth Rider Patrol can get in, whatever. Maybe that should have been Island. No, well, I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to cast it anyway. So, yeah. And I think I think I do want to do the completion this turn because I just really don't want to take any more damage than I'm already about to take. This guy's saying nice to like everything. Nice and all. Very friendly, but I'm not that interactive. I'm sorry. No attack from the Moth Rider Patrol. They want to like stop a blocker or something? That's interesting. Right. So here I think I play Armguard Familiar and keep up Disruption Protocol and then potentially Mnemonic Sphere. I guess Thirst for Knowledge. It's like Thirst for Knowledge isn't bad because I have the artifact in my hand already, but I think I want to like keep up. Well, I think it. Well, boy, let me actually think about that. I already have a card draw spell in play, right? I kind of want to keep Disruption Protocol up. I do want to play this artifact, but I mean, ultimately, I want artifacts to discard with Thirst for Knowledge. So if I play Thirst for Knowledge, I can't really play anything else this turn. Yeah, so let's play the Armguard Familiar. And I actually think I'm going to attack with Automaton. This could be the Wanderers, whatever, but I'm not too worried about it. I'll just let him do it, even though I have Destruction Protocol too. I don't need to keep my stuff alive as much as I need to make sure I don't die to stuff. Well, that ain't gonna work, buddy. My friend, you're really friendly. I think this is genuinely like just being friendly play, but I can't. What do you got for me? Maybe Imperial Oath? I would love to Disruption Protocol that. I would love to. And then, yeah, I think a Mnemonic Sphere over Thirst for Knowledge here, just because, like I said, maybe I want some other low-impact creature or artifact. A Flame Discharge. Right. X equals 1? Hang on, what? Right, resolve the ward. X equals 1, sure. Wait, did I miss something? Oh, because they got a modified creature. Got it. Okay, that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. Yep. Yeah, this is what I was hoping for here. I'm pretty sure it's just Behold the Unspeakable. Trying to think if there's like another reason to play anything else. I mean, I do kind of want to keep Disruption Protocol up, so maybe I go like Reality Chip. Nah, I think it's just Behold the Unspeakable. I think it's just better to get this going. Right? Yeah. I mean, I could get owned by something. I think I'm not going to attack with Armguard Familiar in case they like try to bore me or something. Yeah, let's just get this going. No attacks. I'm scared of the boar. And I wouldn't be thrilled about jumping, but I'd be even less thrilled about taking 5. I'm pretty sure I lose if that happens, so... Yeah. The Modern Age and Kami of Terrible Secrets. I think I want the Kami. I think I want the Kami. Kami's good. Right? Because I can go Island, and then 1, 2, 3... Well, this is only 2 to discard, so 4. I won't have any black, but I don't need any black. So I'm going to go like this. Kami. I wonder what a first striker. That is annoying. Maybe instead of Disruption Protocol, like I'm scared to tap out for not having the Disruption Protocol, but maybe it's better for me to just play another creature here because they're gonna tap something with Moth Rider Patrol, and then I'm gonna end up having to like block this Enlightenment. So maybe I just like jam Trashbot. What's Trashbot at? 4? 4/4? Yeah, we'll do it. They could have some scary thing in their hand. I think it's a little too fearful to keep up Disruption Protocol on this turn. Yeah. Fine by me, my friend. A mountain. The Fall of Lord Conda. You got that one. Okay. You tap again. No? Okay. Oh, a little non-bow here. This is definitely a non-bow. Yeah, you can do that. Currently a 6/6. They have 1 card in hand. They have 1 card in hand. I have an enchantment and artifact. Not that I need that. So I could go Reality Chip, equip it. Right? And it's, yeah, so we'll go Reality Chip. I don't want to tap like that. Oh, did I miss tapping off Reliquary there? I think I did. I think I did. That's okay. Yeah, we'll go Reality Chip. Reconfigure onto the ward creature? Because they're going to want to tap this anyways. Well, yeah. Oh, Blade Blesser. Oh, but I don't have a swamp untapped. That's annoying. That's okay. No attacks. Maybe didn't sequence that perfectly. Another Fall of Lord Conda. I think I counter that. Right? Yeah. Like, I really don't want to lose my vision here. They could tap it if they want. Okay, so yeah. They just loved hitting the nice button. I felt bad almost. Like I don't know. It was very... It was like too much. It was like somebody who wanted to be like my like best friend after just meeting me, you know. All right, cool. 1-on-1. See for round 3. Okay, round three. I think I made some small misplays last game. You know, I think I just like missed some opportunities, and so probably good to tighten up. This hand, goodness, is not really good enough because I don't have a black. But it's close because I do have Containment Construct and some lands. I don't know. I don't think I want to pitch it. I don't think I want to throw this hand. Let me think about this. If I draw a black, it's like perfectly reasonable, right? I don't have that many black sources in the deck, though. But mulligans are so weak. They're so weak. I think I do, though. I have powerful cards in my deck. Like, yeah, we'll go for something like this. This is a lot better. All right, so keep 6. What do I pitch, though? What don't I need? Maybe the Arm Guard Familiar. Like, I think I want to cast both of these 2-drops more. I have a card draw spell and a removal spell. This is kind of the worst of all of my, like, 2-mana spells to play. Yeah, I'll go like this. Not glad I mulliganed, but I'm glad I mulliganed that, you know. That hand very well could have worked out, but what I'm thinking is, like, it's like, okay, I got 2 Behold the Unspeakables in this deck. Like, I could just draw a hand with that, and it's like, it just looks so much better. Alright, here, typically I get the Modern Age going. They have mana untapped, though, right? So this could be like Lethal Exploit, in which case maybe I do want to play the Modern Age so that I don't just get my Blade exploited. I want to play Blade because, like, even if they play a blocker next turn, I can start beating. But let's play the Modern Age. Draw a card, discard a card. I think I'm going to discard this Koi. I think I want all these other cards more than it. Uh-huh. Circumventer, sure. A reasonable card. Here we'll discard Swamp. I think that's fine. Well, what? Nope, no, I got double black, so yeah, no, that's perfect. Got a beater. I got a beater. Next turn it's possible I just equip Blade onto Vector Glider. That's what this card's called, right? Vector Glider, yeah. Well, that is good and annoying. Am I going to get ninja'd here? No. Okay. Patchwork Automaton. What's up? Welcome to the team. I'm tempted to just completion this, though. I don't know. Yeah, well, boy. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to play this. I'm going to wait. I'm going to block on Circuit Mender here. And then I might Thirst for Knowledge discarding Automaton because it's not doing me anything special right now. Dig my better cards. We'll see. Don't love my spot. Goshinta Infinite Cruelty, sure. I'll block, I'll do it. Yeah. I'll do it. They might have another Clawing Torment here, so be it. Okay. Wow, they just give like a free card that way. I think this card's better than people rate it for. Like that's really good. Like they just 0 for 1 me for 1 mana or whatever. Like I think the card's better than people give it credit for. Okay, I'll get rid of Automaton. I think I want to keep the rest of this. I mean, I could discard the lands, but no, I need to keep one. So I mean, it's kind of bad that I just ripped another land there, but that's fine. Sure. Oh, you got it. That's not bad. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh. Well, I don't think... Oh, I do have Thirst for Knowledge. So maybe I actually keep both of these. Yeah, I kind of like it. I could play Containment Construct, and then I could, like, I could, like, on a later turn, Thirst. Well, I'm going to have, what, 6 mana? So this... It'd be tough for me to Thirst... and then play whatever I discard this turn off the Containment Construct by tapping it. But I could keep Crab and Completion up, like... Yeah. And this is like a way to, like, kind of get out from under what my opponents do. Like, I want to generate some value here. Yeah, it might be a little too slow. I don't know. I think I just jam... Oh, actually, no. This was super horrible because they have Goshintai. But you know what? I think I might just completion this on their turn anyways before attacks. I think that's fine. This was maybe a little bit of a punt. I don't know. I should have thought of this. This was kind of bad. I should have just bottomed the construct. Yep. Well, that was good for me. Do I even need to play that? Got 6. Well, yeah, because I want to be able to do all 4. So we'll just we'll make that a 4/4. It's fine. And then we play that card this turn. So Thirst for Knowledge is worse at instant speed. It is true. It is true. I'm just gonna attack with Construct. Yeah, maybe this was a bad line because Construct is not actually doing what I wanted to, really. I thought it was going to play out a little bit better, but it forced me to, like, tap sort of the wrong creature, so to speak, and then Twisted Embrace. Yeah, that'll work. Yes. Couldn't really crab it. And that's the other problem, is that we're kind of behind the time of the crab here. Maybe I'm just going to end up playing it. I think this gets a completion. A ninja? Oh. Well, they did pretty good there. I'm gonna do it. Do I just jam Thirst? I don't think so. I think they're going to take Crab anyways. That was bad for them to get there, though. Because they didn't have that previously. They must have drew into it, so... about as bad as Bud Ninja could have gone. Pretty annoying. That's okay. I really wish I hadn't taken that Construct. Huh. Ooh. So what do? 1 or fewer cards in hand to draw 4 cards, otherwise scry 2, then draw 2 cards. So I can't get myself down to like no cards right now, right? So maybe I Thirst, plus also the Behold only turns this into a 1/1. Maybe I can get like more out of it in a future turn. I think I Thirst first. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go like this. Well, actually, can I play both? Maybe I'll do that. Play the island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, maybe I just jam Behold the Unspeakable here. Buys me a little time. I could just wait and do the Disruption Protocol, but I feel like I just want to get this going. Well, I will, like, if I do that and then play land, like, I don't know, I could, like, get more... How important is it for me to get the extra cards out of this? Kind of important, actually. I'll take 3, counter whatever they play. Yeah, I think I'm going to counter that, actually. I don't want them to get more Ninja Synergy off of it. It's like kind of countering 2 cards. Like, it's a real threat on the board. If they buy it back again, it's just going to be, like, really bad for me. So. Trespassers, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is a non-bow here. This is really bad. I should have thought of this. That's okay. Sacrifice your cards. I wonder if it should have been a different secondary color to this. They'll get in for 2 here. It's kind of bad. I don't like them buying back either of these. I think they got some ninja action, because buying back Biting Behold Ninja is like kind of good in a way. Yeah. They hit me for 3. And then they'll get to make a menace. Oh. No, that was fancy. That was fancy. Yeah. I'm going to leave that as a tapper. That was really bad. That was really bad. I might be dead. Yeah, we'll play Trash Bot. Make him do it. Yeah, okay. That's the game. That's alright. So we're 1 and 2. So a couple problems with the deck. Let's take a look. Let's join me as I look at my deck here. Yeah, now I kind of wish I had like branched into another color because I was thinking like, well, Long Reach Knight's a good spell, and it is. It is. It's just like kind of non-bowing with my other removal spells, which is bad. It's really bad. So, but what do I play instead, right? What do I play instead? I mean, I could just cut the black almost. Play mono blue. Is that nuts? Cut my 4 black cards. Maybe. Maybe I do go the anvil direction. Keep my life total up. This card is just not working incredibly well. I mean, it's only true when I draw my like Tamiyo's Completion, but if I do draw these, it's like it's so bad. And so maybe I just like shave some of the black, sneak the red sources into the deck. Is that like not a good idea? Maybe I want to play the Disruption Protocol. That seems a little more reasonable. Play the Disruption Protocol and play like Guardians maybe, just something to block with. It's a big blocker. It's a big blocker. It would have helped defend me from a lot of creatures. I've been getting attacked by a lot of 3-power creatures. I'm going to cut this. I think I'm going to play the Disruption Protocol. I don't think I'm going to go the Amble direction. I just don't want to try to jam both colors into the deck. I think it's too much. I think it's too much. So I know I was talking about how I think this card's underrated, but I just don't think my deck is set up to do it really. Well, I mean, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit, because I got like some like dorky Arm Guard familiars and stuff, like automatons. Like maybe it's better than I think in my deck. I just don't think so though. I got too many 0-power things for it to be reliable. It's gonna be bad. Let's try this. Let's try this. Okay, cool. Round 4. Round 4 it is. Round 4 it is. I'm hoping we can get, go at least positive with this one, though. It very well might not be the case. I'll keep this, I suppose. It's not amazing. But on the draw a lot, too, which is bad. Like, I feel like being on the play would make a big difference to how I'm playing out here. I really feel like play draw matters in this format a lot. It's the difference between getting smashed to death and not. Like, well, this is a good card. This is a good card. Let's play the Reliquary, I guess. Goshinta. Here we go. Draw Paper Cranes. Kind of cool. Scary block here, but it's not like I don't block. Are you a samurai? You are. Oh, now I can't block. Yeah, see, we start to see why these 0/4s are bad. Also, I'm not drawing my black, and I'm drawing 2 of my 3 black spells, which is also bad. There are definitely problems with this deck. I feel like I'm getting a little unlucky. Getting a little unlucky. I think I might just pass, take the hit, Thirst for Knowledge, set up my hand, get rid of some of this nonsense. Yeah. I don't see a reason to cast Trash Bot when I have nothing in the graveyard and it can't block anyways. And so I'll keep up Disruption Protocol. I don't really want to mill them here. I'll keep up Disruption Protocol and maybe Thirst for Knowledge if I don't need to counter anything. Alternatively, I do got the bounce on this, but I just don't think that's where I'm at. Mm-hmm. Yep, you hit me for 3 again. And it's kind of bad. Naturalist. I really don't want them to have this card. I really don't want them to have it. But what do I do? Because I don't want a Disruption Protocol here hugely either, because I just need a better hand. I really need to cast Thirst. And this, like, the problem is this isn't the threat, the other cards are. And so maybe I just let him cast it. I don't know. This could be lethal for me. This is a problem. Oh, I don't care about that card. Okay. Alright, there's Foliage. Yeah, I'll discard what? Like Arm Guard Familiar, maybe? Well, no, because I could play Patchwork and Arm Guard next turn. I also could play Tamio's Completion instead. I kind of want to discard an artifact card. The thing is, like if I discard a black card, which is like would be kind of nice, I got to discard like both of them. Doesn't seem great. Let's discard Trashbot. Like I don't see Trashbot actually. Well, Trashbot could be big enough to be a problem for them at a certain point. Actually, maybe I can discard Arm Guard Familiar. Then I can cast Automaton, keep Disruption Protocol up. Yeah, all right. Oh, I got Swamp. Yeah, I think that's what I do. I think I cast this, and then I'll Disruption Protocol anything that they cast on their turn. They don't really have amazing attacks unless I mean they have decent attacks, but not nearly as bad as it would be because they can still like if they want to like get like attack with the 4-power creature with like Trainee, they only have to attack with 1. So Shintai will be able to block this turn, right? So it's not like the end of the world. It's not like the end of the world. Also, I might just trade off Automaton, Repel the Vile. I need that. You can attack with that again. You can attack with all 3. I'll take 4. I mean, that's probably the way to go, actually, because then you gain 2. Yeah, here we go. That doesn't really matter. Well, actually, no. Just in case, we'll go like this. A Mnemonic Sphere. Well, I'm tempted to cast Kami because it actually turns into a reasonable blocker and I gain a life. What do I have in my graveyard? I got 1 artifact, so this only turns into a 1-power creature. Alternatively, I could play Blade Blesser and Sphere. Maybe that's better because Blade Blesser can effectively block Trainee because it gets Death Touch, and then I have like the Sphere in play, boosts the Automaton, and then uses my mana a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. I'm just cycling this here, doesn't really do anything. Yeah, I'm not really thrilled with how this deck's playing out. I kind of knew that this was going to be a problem, like all these like 0-power blockers or whatever. But this isn't like the end of the world. Like it's like not the only reason I'm losing, but it's just like I'm just a little too defensively postured in a way that's not incredible. I mean, yeah. It's possible that, you know, next turn they'll just, like, tap out for the raccoon. What is it? I don't know. A Bear of Memory. Well, this card is annoying. Target enchantment creature, of which they have a bunch. So this might have to eat a completion. This card will run away with the game. Just threaten to run away with the game. I think I just cast Kami of Terrible Secrets. It just blocks everything, basically, even if they do go Bearer of Memory. I gain a life, draw a card. Yeah, we'll just go like this. Swamp. It's actually kind of a good draw. I'm decently defensively postured, you know. And if they do have 6 mana and want to start going, befriending the Moth, so that is a problem. That is a problem. Who's getting it? Okay. it's a 4/3, right? Okay. Sure. Yeah, so pretty easy. I think I just played Dismal Backwater, pass. I got the completion. I'm probably going to completion whatever gets the Moth treatment, and then draw some cards. Let me actually draw some cards first. I don't think that this hurts, right? And then also I could draw cards off Reliquary, but I'm almost certainly completioning. So I think I actually want to go like blue and 1. Maybe I draw Disruption Protocol, and that becomes more important. Because I think I'm almost certainly going to cast completion unless I have Disruption Protocol and they cast something that demands Disruption Protocol. So there's kind of no reason to leave Reliquary untapped here. Yeah. Okay. It does. Super don't like my spot though. Perfect, because I want to completion that anyway so that they can't keep using the ability. I'm not really that scared of anything else. Here's what they have in their hand, though. If this is like Tamiyo's safekeeping, I'm going to cry. Oh, no. Alright, we got it. We in there. We in business. Okay, I could come back. They don't actually have attacks, really, especially once I cast this Trash Bot. What do I got? I got 1, 2, so it'll be a 2/4, which is not actually bad on this board. So I am blocking them up. And given enough time, I Blade of the Oni could turn like Goshintai into a real card, you know? I've been a little unimpressed, I'll be honest. Yeah, you got a Stalker. Now here's a card. So what do I do? I don't really... Do I cast the Modern Age as well? I might. I mean, like, let's cast the Modern Age. I think under so much pressure, I don't really want to... Cyber Trespassers. Do I actually want that card? Kinda. It kind of stops a lot of bad things from happening, in a way. What do I discard? Well, maybe Thirst for Knowledge, because these cards actually play to the board, and then I'm going to be drawing a bunch of cards anyways. Yeah, and Trashbot's like a good... This card defends so well for so cheap. I think it's Thirst for Knowledge. I think it is Thirst for Knowledge. Nothing has power, really, except for this. But I don't think that means I attack with anything. I could attack with Kami. Right? Like, what could possibly hurt it? Like, if they have, like, some sort of, like... Is there an overrun? I don't think there is. Like, what is the... Yeah, I just don't see how this could be bad. I mean, it's, like, kind of unnecessary, but, like, I gotta get some on damage in, right? Like, we'll see. And you got a 2/4. Sure, you got another Exemplar. I guess they do get to, like, make an attack. Oh, no, okay. No and no. Great. Sure, okay. Oh, alright. Discard a card, right. I think that is the swamp. Okay. So what do I cast? They got a bunch of attackers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that can attack. Except my defense is pretty good. So I think I just go island. How much money do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can cast both of these. And then, like, I have the board pretty well locked down. Right? Yeah. I could also cast Containment Construct, and then, but I can't cast Containment Construct and keep Cyber Trespassers up. And I kind of want to keep Trespassers up in case anything, well, so maybe that's an argument for casting Construct, because then I can save Trespassers in my hand in case anything, like, too bad happens. Yeah, we'll just do this. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Can I undo? Oh, that was bad. Because I'm not gonna get there on mill. I forgot I could leave Reliquary up, though I'm running low on cards and I got a lot of ground to cover. Still, I was kind of like, oh, why not? And then I realized I was tapping Reliquary like as I did it. This game is not unwinnable. So what do? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 8 mana, right? So I think what I want to do is equip Blade of the Oni and start attacking with something, with Menace. This has Reach, so they could like block on a Reach thing. Right, and does that leave me too exposed? I don't think so, honestly. I really don't think so. Like if they want to double block here, I'll kill the Moth. I'll trade the Goshintai for it. I super don't care about that. Right, and that leaves like enough flying blockers back that it's fine. Right. Cool. Yeah, no. No reason to do that. I don't want to like set up anything in the graveyard. I'm not going to mill them. Okay. A crab, that's a good draw. So I could Trespassers, attack for 9 in the air, put them to 5. Maybe I just attack for this one, and I'll Trespasser on their turn. Though, so what do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could have 9 mana, right? And so that's enough to like do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9 if I play the land, and then I can do everything I want to do. And I have 2 counter spells that way, though one of them is not very good. Still, I think it might be the move, right? Like, they can tap for 1, 2... So I got a bunch of timeouts. So 1, 2, 3, 4... Nope, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers, right? Except if I tap 2 of that... Well, if I tap these 2 down, they'll only have 6 attackers. And I'll still have 4 blockers, and they can't really effectively attack into this. It's like kind of a spew. So yeah, maybe I do the Trespassers, tap them, attack them for 9, and then wait, except it'd only be for 8, but that doesn't matter because they'll go to 6. They could attack back with this, go up to 8, but I think it's fine. So I think this leads to lethal. Oh. Can I do it? No? Okay, cool. Wow. I wasn't sure I was going to get out of this game. But we got there. Holy cow. Again, don't think I played perfectly, but played well enough. Yeah. Blade of the Oni doing good work here. Of course, this card's insane. What was hiding under here? It was really impressed by this card. Again, 4 mana, 3/4 draw card, gain a life. Like, all of that was relevant. You know what I mean? Like, it was a really good creature size for the board. Drawing card's amazing. Was really low on life. Helped me gain some life, you know. Just was in a really good spot. Opponent really had a solid... Like, they had a lot of creatures in play, and they just couldn't make it mean anything. Because my blockers are too good. Like, I mean, like, look how much land they drew. They only drew 6 land, right? They only drew 6 land. 2 spells in the graveyard. Like, most of the spells that they drew were currently on the battlefield, and they couldn't really get through. This is one of the bigger stalemates I run into in the format here. Was happy with both of these cards. Not that I ended up casting them, but I felt super safe, you know. So yeah, that all worked out. Cool. All right. 2 and 2. We're getting there. See you for round 5. All right, everybody. Round 5. Here we go. Or 2 and 2. I had to split this one over 2 days, so that's why I got the costume change. But back at it. Let's see what we got. No, this is not a hand. Oh, this is a problem. Man, I'm playing most of the islands too. That's upsetting. It's upsetting. Can't really afford... Well, goodness. Is this stupid to keep this hand? I have, like, my best cards. I have a Behold the Unspeakable, and I have a Reality Chip. And I'm so likely to draw blue because what I have 11 blue sources and then 6 black sources because one's the Dismal Backwater and then I got the Reliquary. So the 11 blue sources in the deck. But if I don't find one immediately, it's not like I have like any sort of like comeback anything. No, I think we got to pitch it. This is not thrilled. Not thrilled about this. Okay, this is a more reasonable hand. This is a more reasonable hand. I think I'm going to be pitching Trespassers here. I don't know. Trespassers can't keep me safe. It just seems like everything else is more important. Like cheap creatures to defend me, artifacts to pump up the Automaton, Thirst for Knowledge to kind of unscrew my hand here. Yeah, I'll go with this. This is just too expensive too, so... We'll try this. It was pretty unfortunate, though. Another Thirst for Knowledge, okay. What did they name it this? Black? I'm up against blue-black as well. Oh, that's a problem. Well, now I kind of can't play my spells. Yeah, gang, this is a rough start. So I could play it, but then they can kill it, and they'll just pay the ward. So it's like, no, yeah, I just don't play anything instead. That's pretty good. Alright, now it's Automaton. I'll just start rattling off artifacts here. They didn't play anything on their turn 3, which is good for me, so... But, you know, it's not looking good. I'm missing land drops. And I'm kind of annoyed about this because, you know, kind of like I was talking about previously, like I think there may be issues with this deck in the sense that, like, you know, I've talked a little bit about how I think it's like positionally poor, but I really wanted to get more of a better sense of it, and I feel like I just kind of went like mulligan into like poor hand here, and I'm not really going to get. I was hoping to get a little more fact finding. Like if I lost, I'd rather, you know, lose straight up and like see what's like beating the snot out of me, if that makes sense, you know. Not that I've already lost here or anything, but it clearly doesn't look good, right? Surprised they didn't attack with Memory of Toshiro. I could have double blocked, I suppose, but like that's kind of a scary thing for me to do with like these two cards. Like two cards that I want to keep on the battlefield up against their 2/3. Maybe they got like a lethal exploit and they're gonna like cast it with this or something like that. It'd be kind of annoying. Well, so I want to wait on Kami because, of course, I want an enchantment and I have our enchantments I'll find. I think I need to defend myself. I kind of want to cast both the Arm Guard Familiars, make Automaton a 4/4. I just don't really think... I think I'm under too much pressure to just cast the Thirst for Knowledge this turn. Now, the question is, do I want to cast both the Arm Guard Familiars? Because there is, like, a reasonable option to keep one in my hand, like, to discard with Thirst for Knowledge to make sure I have an artifact, but I just think it's better to just jam them. And now they can't really attack. I'm not attacking. I don't like that I drew both my thirsts too. This card's okay. Like it's been decent, I suppose. I just think it's like Thirst for Discovery. It is not. It really isn't. Drawing both of them here is unfortunate. Oh, they just run out the 5/5. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's fine. So here I think I just cast Blade Blesser. I could go with Thirst for Knowledge route. See what I get. But I gotta block this 5/5, right? So Blade Blesser seems to be the way to go. Like well, I have to find an answer to Koi eventually, but just casting Thirst for Knowledge and yeah, just casting Thirst for Knowledge does not really seem like it's gonna get me there in time. If they kill Blade Blesser, that's bad. But okay. Oh. You're gonna solo me with this fish, man. We're just gonna fish smack me until I'm dead. A crab. That's not good. Alright, so now I'm just gonna... I think we're just gonna main phase Thirst for Knowledge. I can't just sit and hang on to crab. Like, I gotta, like, start finding stuff. So, I'm gonna main phase this, and then I'll discard the crab. Boy, I wish I had tapped that differently. Got auto-tapped, man. Like, if I would have been paying attention, I would have left the blue open so I could potentially do the Disruption Protocol, but I did not. So, let's hope this doesn't, like, completely destroy me here. It'd be really sad if they cast something nasty this turn. I should have paid closer attention to that. Well, this is a good card. I don't understand why they didn't like do that main phase or something, and then I don't know. It seems like they could have like got in with more. Like, are they gonna get a better attack this turn now that I can recast stuff? Like, I don't know. Here I just jam a Hold the Unspeakable. It kind of prevents me from dying. No attacks. Well, they can get Trespassers back. That's kind of bad. Looks grim, folks. Looks. Oh, what the heck? I had no idea that happened. It's, oh my god. And they got a Reckoner. Opponent's deck's pretty good. This deck is pretty good. Right. So, oh, another Behold the Unspeakable and a Tamiyo's Completion. So I think I have to cast this other Behold the Unspeakable here. I think I'm at 6. They can tap down 2 creatures, right? And so I'm gonna have to do some amount of blocking. They'll probably go like tap, tap. They'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage that they're representing. I'm at 6, so I gotta do some amount of blocking, even if I cast the Behold the Unspeakable. But then that will buy me some time. I'll get this, like, they'll tap, I'll get an untap. Either they do this with their turn here, and I'll get to untap, or they'll wait and use the mana on their turn, which okay. And then I'll have a Tamiyo's Completion, which maybe I can get myself out of trouble with. Yeah, I think we just run it. Not in good shape though. Also, they're about to drain me, and they're gonna have this creature. Yeah, so just Trespassers. Let's have the construct. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, I'm just not sure how I live. And a Moonsnare Specialist. It's really the only block. I guess I could have blocked the Ambusher and... I have an 11/11, but it ain't gonna do it. Because I'm at 2. They got a huge board. I'm gonna have 6 mana with which to get out from under this, and my creatures are still tapped. I'm like looking, like pretending like there's like a way that I could like get out from under this, but there's just no way. Like they have 6, 7 lethal creatures. Yeah, no, that's just game. Okay. Well, that was kind of a tough one. That was kind of ugly. Let's see. 2-3 is not amazing. Let's take a look at the deck. Let's look. Let's observe. So like I said, I kind of wish I had gotten like a little bit of a fair shake, because I was starting to actually come back that game, but I had such a rough and ugly start that it's like hard to say. Like, I mean, I had a whole handful of cards. I had an 11-11, which I wasn't going to stay that size, but then I was going to be making another gigantic flyer, and I had a whole bunch of cards in my hand. Like, if I had like a little bit more breathing room, where like I hadn't, you know, choked on land a little bit, and then also like it was nice. I mean, Toshiro's, I mean, you kind of see the strength of that card. Like, it just like kept me off of playing my like handful of 2-drops. Like, I couldn't play any of them, you know. So just kind of a bad start to that one. So it's like, it's hard for me to like gauge, like, okay, if I had like an actual reasonable 7-card hand. I can't believe I 2 swamps. I got 5 swamps in my deck, killing me. If I had actually had like a reasonable 7-card or 6-card hand, like that worked out well, like, I don't know, I maybe could have done it. I was starting to, I wouldn't say pull away, because I mean, clearly they had this like gigantic board that they were smashing me with, but like, if more of the cards were out of my hand, if my life total was padded a little bit better, their attacks wouldn't have actually all been all that good if I would have had like a couple huge flyers, and then like you know, reasonable number of creatures on the ground, like, and you know, they could like, I mean, you know, the board states, you know, where it's like they could threaten attacks, sure, but it's like they get like 5 damage in but lose all their dudes or whatever, and you know, but I just didn't really have the breathing room for that. Yeah, I really did not like I never got to really do much with the reality chip. But I'm skeptical of like just the front end body of this card. Same with Goshintai of Lost Wisdom. I don't think that like creatures that are just good at blocking with no power on them are like all that good, because like I said, the creatures just kind of get bigger. Like a single 4-power creature just like cracks this open. Like, and it's not like okay, like if it's a 4/3, like Kami of Terrible Secrets can trade with it, right? But like a 0/4, I mean, it's never going to trade with anything, you know. So yeah, not amazing. And yeah, I don't really like being this defensively postured, I suppose. Like, I had a really good, like, late game win condition, right? Like, this card is just incredible. Like, it just, like, really sets you up for the late game. But it just, I don't know, it just wasn't really enough. I didn't really have any removal to speak of either, which was kind of a problem. Like, not only, like, were my creatures, like, only okay blockers, like, part of the reason I don't like this card is, like, it's, like, only good at blocking. Like, that's the only thing it does, really. I mean, it mills your opponent, but it doesn't, like, that's not really like how the vast majority of games are won, even when you have this card, right? And then, you know, and so its job is just to block, and it's like only a fine blocker. Like, it's like kind of a problem sometimes, you know. So I don't really like that positioning. So anyway, and then so I didn't really have enough removal to deal with big problems, you know. I mean, that fish was just beating the snot out of me. I suppose if I would have had the Goshintai, I could have blocked the fish. That'd be a thing. About a thing. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I would have liked to get some more games in with this deck just to see, just for science, for Magic science. But it is what it is. I did learn to like pay attention to Long Reach of Night in conjunction with aura-based removal. Like, that's really not super amazing. Like I said, people play this card against me all the time, and it just like completely levels me. It's like the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And then like naturally I play it here, and it's like, oh well, actually it has counter synergy with everything you got going on. So that felt really excellent. But it's something to keep in mind when you're picking this card. I mean, it's a good learning experience, I suppose. I don't think I should have played the Soul Ripper. It's, again, like, this was just super not amazing. I think it would have been really awkward in this deck. I think I would have had a lot of hands where it was like, I don't know, like Soul Ripper, and then like my Thirst for Knowledge, Tamio's Completion, Behold the Unspeakable, and it's like I can't even like crew it half the time, or then like my Goshintai, and it's like, oh, this does like actual, like I don't feel bad about not playing this card. Argument for maybe You Were Already Dead. I could have got out from under like some of the bigger stuff, but well, again, except I got a bunch of 0-power things. Like, I don't know. This card, I could see this card like being super good, obviously, but like okay, so you know, I thought the format was like pretty grindy as we like first started it, but like it isn't. Like, I felt like all of my games that I lost here were like resolved not based on like grinding, but just like by being out pressured. Like, I lost to pressure all the time, right? And while it is slower, it's still very like pressure based. Like, you do get into grindy game states, it happens, but I think primarily you have to be able to resolve pressure, and then in some situations you end up grinding, and I think that's kind of the more important thing. Thirst for Knowledge didn't really impress me. I don't know. I think it's okay. it's, again, discarding an artifact is like just like a huge burden. It really is. And so then it's like this like glorified draw too, kind of. I think it's all right. Like I never really. Not only is it like only just an okay card draw spell, but like I never wanted to spend the mana on this card. Was the problem. I just never had the time for it really. So yeah, that's the deck. Let's crack some packs. Let's crack some packs. Let's see. Did I say packs? I meant pack. Let's crack pack. Well, Life of Tashiro, unless this is awesome. The Dragon Kami Reborn. So interesting. So, we'll talk about this card real quick. This card is really pretty good. I mean, all the sagas are good. They're all really good. And this one is just really quite nice. Again, you pick on 1 toughness creatures. I mean, you can pick on multiple 1 toughness creatures. You can, like, honestly, the +2/+2, like, if you, like, lead on a 1-drop, or you, like, cast this on your, like, 4th turn alongside, like, another 2-drop, or, you know, just anytime you cast this with the creature already on the board, the pump is actually really big. You present a lot of damage. And then the creature's, like, pretty decent. I mean, it's just a 2/3, but it's a 2-mana 2/3. Like, that's actually a reasonable body size, especially after, like, the first 2 effects that you get. And I have seen the spell ability come up. That is a thing. So yeah, I mean, like, anytime it's like, you know, you kill a 1 toughness creature, get a big attack in, create this creature, it operates as a mana source, and then you have a 2/3. Like, it's not bad for a 2-mana spell. How does it stack up against the Dragon Kami Reborn? Gain 2 life. Let me make sure. I haven't actually seen this one in play. Let me make sure I understand it. Top 3 cards of your library, X1 of the face down with a hatching counter on it. The rest of the bottom of your library in any order, you do that twice. So you get to basically maybe pick 2 creatures. And then it makes the egg, and when the egg or a dragon you control, which will come up like fractionally, you may cast a creature spell from 1 card you own in exile with hatching counters on it. So it's like a slow, like, you spend 3 mana, you exile 2 creatures from your deck maybe, but you can also miss. You gain 4 life, and then if you can get the 0/1 killed, you can cast the creature. Like, I don't know, I'm not too stoked about it. It's like probably a fine spell to put in your deck, but I see no reason to like go for this. Like, okay, so yeah, like there's a chance that you get your like walking skyscraper or something like that, and you just like jam that early on. I was like, it could be okay. It could be okay. I just don't think it's like super good. I also don't like that I can miss. I mean, it's okay. Like, listen, like it's like you look at the top 3 cards of your library twice, right? So like, will it likely miss? Probably not. If you're playing like a reasonable number of creatures, especially like if you build with this in mind. But this is Magic the Gathering we're talking about, and so like it can miss. Like, it's like not literally 0%. Like, you're gonna miss with this sometimes, you know, and that's not good. Or you're just gonna get like, you know, some dork. Like, you know, you'll get like another 3-mana creature, right? And then like, what did this really offer you? Like, you gain 4 life. Like, say you end up just like hitting like one of your 3-mana creatures. Like, even if you hit one with like both like things, you get to choose between the 2. Okay. You gain 4 life, but you took your 3rd turn off to cast this. Now, all the sagas have this problem. You like take your turn off, sort of. Like, you cast the card. It doesn't actually create the creature. Like, you get some sort of other effect first, right? This one is just gaining you life. Unlike, okay, like Life of Tashiro, you sometimes gain 2 life by like killing your opponent's 1 toughness creature. I mean, that's what happened with my opponent in this game, right? Like, they kind of like they ended up choosing to gain 2 life, but I couldn't play my 2-drop because they would have killed it, which not only would have traded for a card, but also like prevented me from attacking them to gain 2 life. You see what I'm saying? Gaining 2 life, what I'm getting at is gaining 2 life is actually like kind of weak as far as these effects go, because you stand to lose life by your spell not affecting the board. Okay, so like if your opponent just casts a 3-drop and then you cast this as opposed to like a blocker, that life goes away. It vanishes. You gain 2 life, but it just kind of like buoys you until like, you know, you take a hit on the chin, and then it's like not like as much of a catastrophe, and then, you know, you do that twice, and then, you know, so the life gain is just like, to me, this almost reads as like net 0 life. Like, you're not losing to your opponent's creatures that they're playing, but like, I don't exactly see it as a gain for it. Yes, you gain 4, but I think you guys know what I mean at this point. And then it just like turns into another creature. Sometimes you get like a creature that's more mana than it's worth. I'm not saying don't play this card, but I think I'd pick Life of Tashiro. I think this card's just better by a good margin. So yeah. Okay, so that's the draft, everybody. Thanks for watching. Yeah, hopefully I'll be hitting you with some more of these soon. Until then, see you next time.